wanted to talk to you right now about a few things that you probably are miscalculating in your list of shopping. I have done this before, but I do this by heart. So if I repeat the things that I did in the previous videos, I'm sorry. Just try to stick with me, because I don't do this by a script or anything, and I have hundreds of interruptions all the time when I'm doing the videos. So anyway, here it goes. Before I continue, I wanted to remind you that down below is my email in case that you want to help me out by sending an Amazon gift card. By the way, that is the thing that you're hearing? Yeah, that is rain outside. I'm probably going to get out of electricity right now while I'm doing this video again. So anyway, here it goes. These little plastic or wood things, you might want to have at least a couple of packages. Here is why. When you're mixing paint or you are dealing with chemicals that you do not want to touch, or glue or stuff like that, and then you throw it out, or put fire one place to another, or kids things or first aid kit when you need to put it in a finger so that it doesn't move, when you are repairing a hose and you need the hose to stay still and stuff. Oh hell, this is one of those things that you really want to get like a lot. Okay, so give me a minute. Other things, straw brushes or baby bottle brushes. This is important because you can use it for cleaning small spaces like that. See? Or if you have something that fell under and then you need something to grab it, you might have this one, which is cool. See how it gets all the dirt and everything? Yeah, that's what you get these things for. Also cleaning a lot of things. And this one is quite thin, which is the one that I like. These ones usually come in different kind of widths. There is one that comes in the width of a finger, which is good for cleaning guns and stuff like that. And just roll with me. These things, it's very difficult to find them, it's very difficult to buy them, it's very difficult just to replace them, and they are not in your priority list, mostly because some people don't realize that they can be used for certain things like this and whatever, and especially if you are not the one who is doing the cleaning and you're not the one who is doing the picker things up, from kids that will drop things on their bed and stuff like that. So you might want to get at least a dozen of these ones in different kind of sizes and stuff. And now about books that you're probably not getting and you probably want to get them in your list. Now, if from the top of my head, again, because I do this by heart, I don't have like a list or anything like that. I just go and roll with it. And anyway, okay, so books. Number one, you might want to get something for dealing with stress and something that has to do with keeping your head together. Like, I really like I have the audiobook in English. I don't have the book per se. The Power of Now by Edgar Tolle. I mean, that guy is just awesome. So anyway, other thing that will be like my top of my list. Okay, probably you are also miscalculating the books that you want to have about fasting, because this is for a prepper channel. Most people will be like, yeah, first aid kit and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not going to go with that because quite frankly, those are just too general, and people that are going through these things, they are not very likely going to read about them. But you may want to think about other things that you might need, like fasting. Other thing that you might want to consider is, how the hell do you use knives in the kitchen? I know. You're thinking kitchen books are like recipes. No, hell no. I'm talking about kitchen books that are actually useful for kids and for you. What the hell do you know? Because there are people out there that have never cooked, or probably they don't know how to cook properly or whatever. Or you might have just bought a set. Somebody gave you a set of knives for your kitchen, and you are like, why the hell does this knife, is different than this one? And you're like, if I'm going to use the same. Oh, hell no, they are not the same. It's not the same using a ceramic knife than a normal knife. And it's not the same using a plastic knife. And it is not the same using a knife that has points in it. And it is not the same to use a hacks and stuff. So, for example, most people will use a regular knife for bread. It's not like that, okay? So you need to learn the difference between a knife, and this is why. Because if you're using a knife that is not meant to be used the way that you're using it, you are very, very, very likely, and I mean like 90% chance, you will cut yourself. And this is a time in which cutting yourself is not one of those things that you want to happen. So, for example, there is a knife that is very thin, and it is for cutting bones and stuff, that I'm like, okay. So, you need to learn these differences, because if you are using something to cut tomatoes and that thing is meant to use, for cutting skin, oh hell, you're probably going to, have accidents and stuff, and you don't want that. So you need to learn about the tools that you're supposed to use. Speaking of that one, a book about spices. I'm not talking about cooking with spices and stuff like that. Oh, hell no. I'm talking about a book that actually talks about the uses of spices. For instance, they can say, I don't know, let's say that you got, because seasoning is going to be very, very, very important. And here's the deal. You might find yourself that the only ones that you can afford are the ones that people usually do not buy. For example, coriander seeds or mustard seeds, or I don't know, from the top of my head, those are the two, basics. But when you do find them, you're going to be like, what the hell am I going to use this for, And then that's why you need these spicy guides, because then you will realize, oh, this seed is for this, and this one is for that, and this one is for smell, and this one is for, dessert, and this one is sweet, and this one is, this one is not supposed to be used with this one is supposed to be used with that one, and things like that. So you need that, because even the chefs will probably have that, because it's nearly impossible for somebody to know all the spices, and let alone, their uses. And even if you are a chef, you might not have thought about certain uses, because, it's quite hard to find this thing. Also, a book about how to deal with children that are stressed, because, quite frankly, we are stressed, and we don't know how to deal with adults that are stressed, so let alone children. And if you don't know how to handle children with stress, they will grow up and then they will become bullies, or they will become, they will be bullied, or they will have problems and stuff like that. So no, hell no. You want to have some sort of guide for helping children cope with things. And helping elderly as well, because it is not the same you talking to your uncle or your father and your mother about grieving and stuff, because they are elder. Okay, when you have somebody who is old, let's say 60 or more, and they have somebody on their own age that dies, it's not the same as you being 30 and having somebody that dies. Okay. Because you still are thinking that you have your whole life ahead of you, and this is going to be hard as hell. But for somebody who is 60, it's not the same, because they will be thinking, yeah, I'm going to be next, because, I'm already old, or something like that. So, others might be like, oh, hell, I'm going to be like up to a 90, so I still feel young or whatever, but it's not the same. So you want to have these 3 types of books for reading: for adults, for children, and for elderly. And you also may want to have a book about how to prepare medicine, natural medicine. It is not the same taking medicine or knowing that a herb, it can be used like this, or how to use oils. Oh hell, that is, kind of like general. That's not going to be useful for you. And here is why. You might read, for example, that tea tree oil is good for, fungus and stuff like that, and you want to have it for cleaning and other purposes. Great. But here's the deal. How the hell do you prepare oil? How the hell do you prepare tinctures? How the hell do you prepare gels? What is the difference between gels, creams, and ointments? All of these things are things that our grandparents knew. And quite frankly, I have asked most people that I know, and they don't have a clue about what the hell is the difference between an ointment and a gel and a cream. They think that it's the same. Oh, hell, it's not. And there is a reason why it's not the same. And there is the reason why you want to learn the difference. And there is a reason why you want to learn how to prepare each one. And the reason is because, some of them might be absorbed by the skin. Others, you want to put it there to protect the skin, which is not the same. So, they kind of do the same, but it's not the same. So other things on the top of my head that you might be, wanted to add to your shopping list, and you might be miscalculating or something like that, is cables, like USB cables. Oh, hell, they will break a lot. Especially because when you're charging phones in the floor or in surfaces that, people might step on them, or people might put things on top of them and they will break. And, you not having a USB cable to charge something when you need it is very bad. And you don't having the USB cable that can transfer the information, because the one that you have is used only for charging, and it's not going to be able to charge, to upload your files into the computer, and now your cell phone is collapsing because you have too much information. You need to get it somehow. And all of those things, because there is no internet and there is a lot of things going on. Oh, hell, you need a lot of those cables. You need to have them in your EDC, in your bucket bag, in your house, in your office. It's just those things, when you need them, you need them. And you need them to be okay. And other things might be like earplugs, because, they break. And it's not, something that you might want to consider, that this is not important, but oh hell it is, because if it is, a storm outside, or there is a lot of things outside, and you're not the one who is doing, security strips or something, then you might want to have those so that you can feel a little bit private. So, and no, you probably don't want to have that are Wi-Fi or NetBlue or Bluetooth or whatever. I'm talking about the ones that have cable on it. Also, because if your cell phone has a radio emergency thing and you need to communicate through the radio instead of the cell phone, your cell phone will need an antenna. So how the hell do you think you're going to get an antenna? So these things can be cut for that and stuff like that. So it's important that you may have them. So also, off the top of my head, things that you might want to add to your list is, depending upon the space that you have and all of that in your house, and I'm pretty certain that most people do not have this, is the special hose that prevents floods around your house. And this is something that I haven't seen, even in prepper channels. I mean, they are talking about, you can get the food, you can get water, you can get this, and you can get that. And then I am thinking, yeah, but if you live in a van, or if you live in an RV, how the hell do you protect yourself from a flood? And then, you might want to consider getting that hose thing. I mean, it's just like a hose, but it fills with dirty water. So basically, if it's raining or if it is flooding, the water is going to go into that thing and it will fill it up. And that way, it will not go into the other part that you have there. And then once the flood is out, you can just unplug it, and then, and then it will take all the water out. So you might want to protect your house and your surroundings with that, if possible. And if not, you want to have the things that are, sandbags, for the sandbags that are very limited for your windows and stuff. And this is very important. Also, you might be, not considering something else as well. And it is the fact that most of your problems are going to come from riots, fires, and other things like explosions nearby. If that happens, and you have glass all over your house, because you have windows, because you have doors that are glass things or whatever, Oh hell, before I even buy food, I will probably secure the freaking windows because, people can just break them and come, and steal everything from you, or they can just do it so that they can throw something inside your house and get it to burn, You don't know. I mean, I have had at least 20 times in my entire life that people have thrown things into my house and to break the windows. It's just something that people do. In regular times, and when it is hard times, it's going to become worse. So I think that most people miscalculate the fact that you can have the best security alarm, but if people can break the glass in the window, to get through, how the hell are you going to stop them? So you are missing the security film for your windows, and also you are probably missing something that will get rid of animals around your perimeter, around your house. This really depends upon, your knowledge of biology. Like certain trees will repel certain types of animals and stuff like that. And, you might want to do research about this one because, like I said, depends upon so many other things. Oh, crap. Okay, I gotta go, but I just wanted to let you know all of these things, before I continue doing the cleaning series that I am working on, because this was on the top of my head, because I do know that a lot of people are buying things that they are probably not going to be able to protect if there is a big storm or if there is a big, thing happening. So put your priorities straight. Secure the things that you already have. Then go and buy other things. Clean the things that you already have and organize them. Then go and buy more. You don't buy things and then you just put it everywhere, because then you will go crazy and then your energy level will go down, and then everything goes to use. Your money will go crazy then as well, because you're going to be spending more money trying to fix things or trying to buy things that you already have and stuff like that, because you are having this mess, and in this mess is basically because you are not putting the priorities straight, and that's why you probably are miscalculating all of the things that you are buying. So secure the things that you already have. That is like the rule number 1 of prepping. I don't care if everybody else tells you secure water and secure food, and oh hell no, because if you secure water or you secure food and then a flood comes and then your house is completely flooded, you lost the money for your food, you lost your house, and you lost the money for everything. So what? Hell no. First, secure the house, secure the car, secure the things that you already have. That is your priority number 1. And because when you are in a hard time, securing those things might not be possible at all. And I do mean at all, because either the things that you're going to need for securing things are not going to be there, or they are going to be too expensive, or, it's just things that they don't work anymore. So do it. Secure the things. Do I mean buy alarms and stuff like that? Oh, you can do that. Sure. But is it going to work? Maybe. Maybe not. Because if you buy the best security system, but it depends upon electricity, and then you don't have electricity, you wasted the money. So I'm trying to let you tips that will save you money, or will save you time, or will save you headaches, or just general energy. So anyway, that's all. Thank you for listening to me, and thanks for your support. Bye.